Start.
Good evening, our wonderful viewers. This is Ismail Awa, BBTV here in Banjul, your sport program. Today we are going to discuss on a very important subject, and that is laws of the game. Today I have a very important guest here, who is one of the finest referees in the Gambia, called Mr. BJ. So you are welcome to DMDBT.
Thank you so much, Mr. Watt. And I am very much happy to hear talk about laws of the game and sport in general. As I represent Uganda as a lecturer and what I think is Gambia for the rest of. I am very much happy. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. BJ, can you kindly give us a thorough introduction about yourself?
Uh, I am Mustafa Tate, born and raised in Paratanya. I became my school in there. From Paratanya to basic school, basically the Anglican Mission Institute. Then from there, I went to Paratanya Senior Secondary School. Then upon completion on Paratanya Senior Secondary School, and at the time I was enrolled in the Gambia College, and I was doing a program called Higher Student Certificate, which is HTC. Currently, I am master lecturer in Gambia College, and I'm also a student master Gambia. So these are engaged now, and I write with the Gambia College.
Thank you so much. What a great CV. And I wish you all the best. Yes, so start with our program today. We are to discuss on the laws of the game. And you understand that every game, there should be some guiding rules that should guide the entire process. To begin with, when we say laws of the game, which laws are we referring to, and what are the impacts they have in sport, especially football?
Yeah, sports is very important. I mean, football, sports in general has different domains. And here, every domain in sport has its own rules and regulations. But when it comes to football now, we have what we call laws of the game. This laws of the game is the general thing that governs football, and every part in football or every activity that takes in football is categorized under a law. That's where we have different laws named as laws of the game. We have different one of the 17 laws. Then, if you can look at them, you will see the meaning of each law and how it is related to the game. So this is why it's called laws of the game. It's the rules. Rules is different from law. When we say law, this has to do with a lot of things. Absolutely, it has to do with in and outside. Absolutely. So that's why it's called laws of the game. So that's why it names things in there as laws of the game.
Absolutely. What impacts does these laws has in football?
Yes, as we all know, football is a major game and it is a professional game. You can say now football is the biggest sporting activity that the whole world, if the whole world is watching or engaging. Sure. So football is something that people are engaged in, whether directly or indirectly. Sure. Now, currently in our community or in our societies, if we can observe, there is no compound that you can enter currently without an individual involved into football. Absolutely. So that is why football it is important and the law governs it. Without the law, nobody enjoys football. Absolutely. So that's why the law is so important. Yeah. Absolutely. So that is it.
Yes. To begin with, uh, in the game like football, for example, there are a lot of rules that govern the pitch itself, the ball, and then also the players equipments. Uh, to what extent have these rules helped to guide these areas?
Yes, thank you so much. That's a wonderful question. I will be happy to talk about those things. As we know, law one, that is the field, that is the field of the transport. So if you can see now, before doing anything now, that is where you will know how the field should be marked, and how the lines should be joined in the field of play, and how to put all the dimensions, and how to put all the angles, the corner flags, the corner arcs are all named under the one, which is field. So therefore, the importance of the laws of the game now will tell you how to control football. Because any game without control, there is no way that you can enjoy the game. And we all know football is a game that everybody loves nowadays.
Absolutely.
So if the laws are not there, players will not enjoy the game, officials will not enjoy the game, even the community, even the spectators that come to watch the game will not enjoy anything there. As a matter of fact, then, we need to put on these laws that will guide everybody in the pitch, that is the field of play, to know where to go, where not to go, what to do, what not to do in the field of play. At the end of the day, we will all enjoy our football, and we will go home safely. That is the importance of the laws there. Yeah.
Yes. Just to remind our viewers that you are live at PMED TV, and here with me we have Mr. Mustafa Piche. We are here to discuss on a very important subject, and that is loss of the game. As we progress, we will move to some of the equipments that are used in the game. There are some recommended equipment that should be considered to be part of the loss. What are these equipments?
Thank you so much for that. As we are moving, we are proceeding. That's law three. That is the place equipment. You know, here in the Gambia, I can say, place equipment are very, very important. Absolutely. Because you as a player, it's not like you can jump into the field anyhow if you like. Sure. That's why we have some compulsory equipment that you need to put on before entering the field of play. And there are some other equipment, they are optional. If you want, you can use them. If you want, you can forfeit them. But the compulsory equipments that you need to be with before entering the field of play are there. Like just no player can enter the field of play without just absolutely. This is one of them. Like that's a compulsory equipment. Then we have another one, which is the football boot. Nobody could get into the field of play without a boot. So these are the things that the players equipment will tell you what to wear, what not to wear, go enter the field of play. Like as a player, you cannot just put on your necklace, or you put on your bangles, or your rings, or you put on your earrings, and you want to enter the field of play. It's not permitted. Because of the game will tell you clearly that these are the equipment that are not permitted, that are not allowed in the field. Absolutely. So if you put on these items, the match officials are there. So what they will do, they have to inspect you as a player. Sure. If they see all these items that are not permitted in the field of play, it has to be permitted. They have to remove them before you can take part, or you cannot take part in the game. Absolutely. So that is why the law will tell you play. These are the compulsory equipment. You have to wear them before entering the field of play. These are equipments that you cannot wear and enter in the field of play. Absolutely. So the law is always clear there. Accept it. You have to accept it. If you want to play the game, you must accept the law. Because the law can never mislead us. No. Like if there was not the law, we, the referees, will not enjoy the game. Sure. The players will not enjoy the game. Even the spectators, even if they come to watch, what are they going to watch? Because the game will not flow. But in order for the game to flow peacefully, the law have to be enforced. Sure. So, but nowadays, people that like normally the spectators do not understand the law. But if they understand what the law is saying, it's good sometimes. The law is not only there for the referees. Everybody have the the right to go and read. It's just a matter of read and understand. That's it. We have technicians as well who are EFF or reference technicians who are specialized in the laws of the game. They can interpret certain things, but certain things are in the laws of the game. When you read, nobody's monopoly. Sure, you have to understand. Absolutely. So now it's a problem where you will have the teams will not advise their players on this matter. But having been that teams were having these ex referees or active referees to be giving them these advices on the loss of the game, honestly, the level of uh, misunderstanding or problems with fear of play will be really nice. Exactly. Because what I can say on this is that they do not understand. Sure. You can see somebody who is playing football for 10 years in the Gambia or outside Gambia, for 10 years playing football. You will not understand a single law in the laws of the game. And you will do something. And to remind you, laws are changing every day, every year. So every year there are certain things that will be removed from the laws of the game, and there are certain things that will be added. Sure. So if you are not familiar with these laws of the game, there is no way that you can be on track. Absolutely. So that's why it's important to know the law and to know the equipment to carry when entering the field and the equipment that is not enter in the field. Absolutely. Yeah.
So, in terms of implementation of these laws, is there any way that these laws are compromised in such situations?
Yes. That's why in football we have what we call on football understanding. We have football understanding. We have spirit of the game. In certain cases or in certain times, we have to enforce the law 100%. Sure. But also the same laws of the game will also tell you sometimes you have to do what we call understanding, football understanding. You have to understand. Exactly. Like if I should carry the laws of the game in my head, saying that the goal post must be made of either uh, different items that are named in the laws of the game. Now I go to Brikama and found that they have put a stick as a goalpost.
As a goalpost.
And the whole community is sitting just to prepare and watch
For that game.
So if I should read to the pitch and I see that, and that is not stated in the laws of the game, what I should do as a coach here, as a referee, I have to understand the community, what is available for them. So that's what we call people understanding. Understand what they have and allow the game to flow. Sure. So sometimes you will see certain things, but there are certain things you want to compromise. Definitely. If we said this is a serious foul play, or this is an offensive language. These are the things that everybody, even without football, even if your child is pardoned here, he will utter something very, very offensive. You will know that this is not okay. That's right. So likewise, the same thing in the pitch. In the field of play, there are certain things you cannot compromise. Definitely. But things that certain things you can allow them to move. Otherwise, if you want to follow all the things that cannot be compromised in the field of play, the game will not end. Sure. Certain things you have to allow them pass, understand what's available on the ground, then end the match peacefully. Exactly. Nobody wants a match that doesn't end peacefully. So even in FIFA, if you are a referee, no matter how you understand the laws of the game, no matter how you are good, if your matches are not always ending in peaceful, then you good at that, of course. But you have to manage. There's what we call match management. You have to manage the match and understand certain people, certain players, and enforce the law and keep it peaceful. Sure. Yeah.
I really love that point. There must be understanding.
Exactly.
Because most of the time, people spend much money before the start of the game. Exactly. They cannot just come and cancel the game because of laws. Yes. The other point that I want to also discuss is about the duties of referee. I think that is law 5. Duties and powers of referee.
Yeah. Here also thank you so much for that. When we say law 5, and that is the referee itself. So as we are seeing now, even the referee is a law.
Sure.
So since players are law, the referee also is a law.
Of course, yes.
So here, it is important if you are a referee, you should know your function as a referee.
Definitely.
The function of the referee and the function of players can never be the same.
Absolutely.
Like players are not allowed to have their what is happening. So the referee is there to have this work there. Why? Because he is the timekeeper there.
Sure.
Since there is a time allocated for the match, it's the responsibility of the referee to keep the time. If I am referee, we have time, we all have time. But if I start by time and I am 30 seconds ahead of you, and you have 90 minutes, and I'm yet to have 90 minutes, there is no way that your time can serve as the time for the match.
Pretty much.
So that's why it's the duty of the referee to keep the time. That is number one. Another thing is the duty of the referee to take care of all the players in your play. We have 11 players each in each team. We have team officials outside. So it's the responsibility of the referee now to control all the players, including their officers. This is another thing we people should understand. When we are talking about this now, has to be taken very serious.
Sure.
Football now has passed that level where you just go white, you salt and go. It is a professional thing. We all know and see how the world is moving.
Sure.
Even in the Gambia, if we should have a professional footballer today,
Sure.
if he is out there, we are going to be happy. But how can that be happy if things are not taken properly? Why I'm saying things are not taken properly, we have to discipline players. We have to show them the way, what to do, what not to do. If players are not directed correctly, or are not given that room of discipline, or of that room of the laws of the game, for them to understand, it will be very difficult for them to succeed outside. So this is very simple. So it's the duty of the referee now to enforce the laws of the game. How can you enforce the law? That is to do as the law says. If a player happens to knock another player, the law speaks very clearly. That is violent conduct. You knock a player without play, that's a violent conduct. But the law now will tell you violent conduct, that player must be sent off. Now, if I am the referee, and this is my duty now to enforce the law, the law tells me that if a player knocks another player, it's a violent conduct, and violent conduct is a send off. I come to the player and I saw that this is a very clear this cannot. What should I do? I must give out the red card. Definitely. So now you see sometimes when you give the red card, people start shouting. Throwing something, throwing up the extent of throwing stones. So, but now we are not doing it on our own sake. We are doing it to enforce the law. If we trust the referee or not, after the match, go back home to check the laws of the game. What law that is law 12, powers and misconduct. If you read there, you will see very clear that a player lost another player is a violent conduct and violent conduct is a red card. That is a send-off. So that's why the referees play has that function to enforce the law.
Absolutely. When it comes to these cautions and red cards, these are areas that are very sensitive.
Yeah.
Sometimes you may see a referee in a very single match with a lot of red cards and yellow cards. But on the other hand, also there are some referees who may control a very tough game between very well with a limited cards.
Yeah.
What are the differences here?
As I said here, like I said in the beginning that the best referee is who ended the match peacefully.
Yes.
That's why you have to do what we call match management.
Sure.
So in that match management, sometimes we have to read the game together. You can have two tough games in the field of play. Their cards are not regular determined. Sometimes what you should do, you have a couple of players. Explain to them, yes, these are not good for the game, this is not good for you. If you do this again, this is going to be the consequence of this. So if you talk to them, their mindset will change.
Sure.
Sometimes we will see some teams that lives around the same place. So they will have that concept. We live in the same place. they want to bring that the field of play. So if that thing happen, use what we call mark management. So in that mark management, the referee will now use his own discretion. So whether to handle the match with cards or with just discussion or with sometimes advice to the players. Yeah, in that case, it's going to be helpful. Yeah, definitely. So that's why.
I think we have some breakdown here. Yeah, breakdown. Yes, but still now on the cautions, like at times red cards. It's a sensitive point that many fans or players rather don't want to see. Is there any way that referees so they can minimize it in terms of controlling the game or any other method?
Thank you for that. I think that is a very good point to discuss about or discuss. You know, without violation, because never see the cash with records. The cash actually are yeah, either put in the pockets or at the back pockets. So if there is no violation, if referees don't want to be showing our red cards, or yellow cards, no referee wants that in the sure. But referee will only apply law. So that is why I'm saying, unless and until players understand the laws of the laws, yeah. As far as they understand the law, trust me, the level of cash will reduce. If everybody in the pitch understands the law very well, what to do, what is his function as a player, I'm telling you, it will be very hard for you to see that. But if the players don't understand, now you see some players will do something in the field of delivery. How can you look at that? Which is so unprofessional. Player playing in the top league happen to knock a player in front of everybody. So that is not normal. So now if that happens now, the referee must give the cash for that. Now, another thing will happen in the same month where you will see a player will insult the referee deliberately, openly, whereby everybody hears. So in that case, if that happens, the red card must come. So that is why, because of the players that understand the laws of the game, they don't understand what to do in the field of play. So if that thing happens, there is no way the referees can stop giving out the red card. So the red card will continue flowing. Also, the coaches, they need to understand. If you are a coach, it's your responsibility to understand also. That's true. I cannot call myself a coach, and when it comes to the laws of the game, I have nothing to say there. My concentration is how you play is on kicking, defending, keep shooting like that. No. You have to sit down, understand the laws of the game as a coach first, explain to your players. Because if your players don't understand this, they will have the mentality that whenever I get the field, before you can see a rough match, sometimes the team that we expect that he should be winning this match is now considering a goal. By the time you see those players, how are they going to behave in the field of play? So if that thing happens, the coach should know how to control his team. But this cannot be done in the field of play. This has to be done before coming to the field of play. If players are not given that knowledge, there's no way that they can carry that in the field of play. That's why the patience is not there. And with this patience, the knowledge must be there. If you don't have the knowledge in you, there is no way that you can apply it in the field of play. So as a player, it is now mandate for every player. So at least if you not master the laws of the game, you must have basic ideas about the game. So if you have that as a player, it's an added advantage for you. Because if for example, if you are a striker, you know the offside rules. You know where to stand, where not to stand. We always have an advantage over the other. So that's very important. And coaches as well. If you understand the loss of the game and you put the knowledge in your players, you always have advantage over other teams. That's true. Because that will guide you in the game and can give you a better result. That's true. On this point, we understand that referee and the coach must, the player rather and the coach must understand the laws. How about the referee? Okay, mostly you used to have the fans or players complaining that the referee don't know nothing, using offensive words against the referee. I think the referees also has a role to play here when it comes to giving an understanding of these laws. Exactly. So, thank you for that. That is very good thing. You cannot be a referee without because okay, that is like law fight. You don't jump and go to fight. Maybe your account is start one. If you found yourself in fight, before you be in fight, you should know what is one, what is two, where is three. Sure. So as a referee, you have to understand the laws of the game. You should know the laws of the game. So if you know the laws of the game, even the way you run in the field of play is your law. Like it is stated in the laws of the game. The way you indicate all the signal, there is no signal that you will do in the field of play that is not mentioned in the laws of the game. We all know when you put your hand up like this, it's an indirect kick, or you are indicating an offside. And that is stated in the laws of the game. So if you are not a referee, how will you do that? So the fans outside there, you don't consider them sometimes. What we consider is the players and because we know that they don't understand. Sure. Before they can understand, sometimes it takes them months before they can understand one small thing. So if that thing happens, you as the referee do what is right in the first field. If you implies what is right there, don't consider other people outside. Sure. Maybe later on, when they go and make their own findings, or whenever they go and make their own findings, let them see the right thing that you have done there. That is the important part of it. Sure. But if you want to please people outside there is no way you can do right thing in the field of play. Sure. You watch around and see everybody is watching in a particular place. So here, whenever you get foul, they shout and insult you, and you give them what they want. At the end of the day, there is no way that you can be fair. So, and as a referee, you have to sit on the fence. You don't have to look at anybody's eye. As long as you are a referee and you take the responsibility, be there and put and enforce what you have known about the laws of the game. But if you want to please people, there is no way that you can do. You cannot please. You have to be firm in yourself. You have to utilize the law, and you have to be yourself. That is all. But we are not intimidated by anyone. Sure. We are always focused on what we are doing, and we are always trying to be fair 100%. Sure. Nothing can buy us as a right. That is it. Nothing can buy us as a right. Just if people think that like it do happen sometimes. You go officiating, you are hearing certain words, yes, they give you money, you are supporting this team and this and this. No. That is not happening. That is if it is happening, I'm not aware. That is in the government context. I have not seen that, and I am not hearing that within ourselves. So if that thing is happening, maybe it's outside or outside. But if you want to be a good referee, whether you are on top, whether you are down, or whether you are starting, always have in your mind that I have to be fair. That's it. Because if you are not fair, one day will come, you will be judged. That's good. And every man here want to be judged happily. So if you are not judging people happily, of course, any judgment, you're going to satisfy everybody. Once the whistle is blown, there is no way that everybody will be happy about that. Sure. If you are running as a referee, a foul happened in the penalty area. If you take that foul, 90% of the spectators and the players will not happy. But there, we are not looking for who is happy and who is not happy. We are now enforcing the laws of the game. So if it is penalty, we give penalty. So if we believe that there is no penalty, there is no penalty. We have to calculate the whole thing. So that's why, as a referee, before doing anything in the field of play, you have to understand yourself. That is the only thing that can guide you. But if you don't understand the laws of the game, okay, there's no way that you
There's,
can.
there's no way. There's no way.
Yeah.
There's no way. In case I know it is rare to see, especially in the Gambia here, unfair football game officiated by a referee. Is there any punishment for such for you, the referees?
Sometimes if referees also misbehave in the field or make mistakes, mistake. We as long as we are human beings,
Mistakes
there
are
is
all.
no there is no way that you can
Sure,
avoid.
sure.
But if mistakes are made by referees, we have to also
Mhm.
accept it for them
Mhm.
because we live with referees.
So,
Any referee that you see they are refereeing, you don't have foreign referees here. All the referees are Gambian.
Mhm.
So if you don't live with the referee, your neighbor will live with another referee.
Mhm.
So if referees make mistake, you have to accept it for them. And sometimes there is nowhere that the referee will make a deliberate mistake.
Mhm.
Sometimes it comes as an accident.
Mhm.
What you will see and what people will see and what is going to be real different. So, but if that thing happens, people have to accept. So, how many times the referee is taking good decisions there? But people will not appreciate that. They will only take one mistake for the referee and use that as a tool
Okay, cool.
to insult,
Challenge the
to
image of the
throw,
referee.
and it's whatsoever. Can you imagine a referee playing 90 minutes? If you play for 90 minutes, how many times, if you can count, that the referee blows the whistle? It's too much. So out of all those blowing of whistle, the referee happened to make one mistake, one single mistake, and we take that as an advantage for insult.
Sometimes
You know,
it's not clear.
it's not easy, definitely. So the job is not easy,
No.
but we have to take it
So,
because we want it.
mhm.
Like sometimes it's not we are not doing referee because of we want to take it as a way of earning.
Sure.
No, it's a passion.
It's a profession.
So it's a profession.
Mhm.
So we're taking it as a passion.
Mhm.
We're taking it as something that we love.
Sure.
But if we are only looking for getting money or means of being show up or whatsoever, nobody is going to do that. We have families as well. We have neighbors. So nobody want to be put on that sort outside there in the field of play and be insulted. Nobody wants it. But now if that thing is happening, we Gambians, we should understand each other. Know that yes, this is a family, this is a neighbor, this is a Gambian. We need to support each other. As long as the referee is concerned, we have to support. If you support a referee, you are supporting the nation. You are not supporting that individual. Because one day, if that person happens to be in the World Cup, it is representing the Gambia. So this is why we need to move that mentality. This referee is a bad person or whatsoever. No, let's look at Gambia cause. If we have that Gambia as cause, always whoever is performing this cause, we have to support that. Whether athletics, football, refereeing, volleyball, basketball, swimming, all this, we have to support each other. Other countries are doing it. So before you know, you have to travel and live outside the country. That's the time you know that we the Gambians are not taking anything serious. But if we want to take things serious, we have to support each other. Sure. That is the main reason why I say we are not taking it serious. If we are supporting each other, there is no competition that will take place in the world and no see a Ghanaian. Absolutely. We have the raw talent. But what we lack is the individual support. If that is not placed in order, forget about it. Sport needs support. So in sport we have two categories, individual and team. So if the team cannot go, we will support the individual. And in referee, we have team, we have individual. You see a referee who will be performing in that outside in the national. If the team cannot be from Gambia, you see a small referee will go. But if you are not supported, there is no way that we can make it. So that is the hard part.
So really, we need support from the fans and players, and also coaches to understand this. Yeah, just to move on, let's talk about the other officials who are out of the football field. What are the rules that are also very interesting? Because they also play an important role in the game.
So for that one also when we say the other match officials, that is clause 6, that is the name given to them by many in the list of the linesman.
Right. Yeah.
But now it has changed. See how it is changing. The loss of the game will be changed every time.
Every time.
Now instead of calling the linesman or linesman or whatsoever, it is called the other man officials, where you will have the assistant referee one, assistant referee two, and the third referee. So these are other man officials.
So no more linesmen now.
No more lines.
Exactly.
So it's called other man officials.
Sure.
They have functions as well because of the field of play. One of their primary functions to indicate where the ball is in or outside. So that's why they are always watching the line. You have the third line, and the halfway line, and the goal line. That entails the whole game. So the third line you join to the goal line, and the goal line you join to the other third line. Then you have the halfway line divided into two equal halves. So if the assistant is running, he will observe the ball and the line. So if the ball is out of play, it's his primary responsibility now to indicate and the ball is out of play. So sometimes we spectators sometimes don't understand this. And the law is telling you that the ball has to pass wholly over the line before it can be out of play. So this can bring a lot of chaos in the loss in watching football or in the game. Sometimes the ball will be out. They say no, 90% is out. 90% have crossed the line. The law is not saying that. The law is saying the whole ball must pass over the line first. Nothing part of the ball should touch the line. So as long as anything, the shadow of the ball is touching the line,
Then the ball is still
the ball is in play. So now it's the responsibility now of the assistant referee to observe that and indicate and tell the referee the ball is out of play or the ball is still in the play. Sure. So that is his responsibility. Also, another responsibility that he have is to indicate that the player is in offside position or not in offside position. So these are the things that are termed as their primary function. And the name now implies assistant. They are assisting who the referee. Sure. So that the game can flow in this. So that is their function as government officers. Instead of the linesman, and therefore assistant workers, they are under the law of the
From linesmen to assistant referee or other vice officials. That is very clear. So to add on the issue of offside, which is the role of the linesman sometimes, or at least the central referee. Aside also this point is also sensitive. What are the
and that's why we have a central referee, who is the main referee, we have assistant referees. So the assistant referee now will specialize on judging offsides. Okay. So if I am an assistant referee, okay, and I don't know the offsides, then I have a question. What if I am a referee who specializes in refereeing as I am now, I'm not an assistant referee, I'm a central referee. So you will have been more educated. Okay. If you are an assistant referee, he will tell you, yes, this is what we will use, the judges, and this is how. No, sometimes it's in the camera, on camera, on TVs. There we have technology that is helping us.
exactly?
You will see a single or the football foot of the player will be judged as an offside. The eye cannot see that.
Definitely.
But we have some technicians who will portray that image on their screen to see.
To review it very well.
Exactly. So if that thing is been done, then the assistant must take that as an offside. But now that normal eye here in the Gambia, or where you cannot see that. Definitely.
It's very difficult.
Yeah,
That's this what make the fans of the
yeah, I understand.
against referees. So I believe as well have another assistant referee here. Yeah. But I believe even the center referee must know that.
Yeah, we have basic knowledge of that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So let's move on to duration of match, starting and restarting of games.
Yeah. When we're talking about the duration of the match, this is where it's indicated and telling you that the total number of time that we allocated for the match.
For a match, yes.
So whether you like it or not or whatsoever, sometimes you see some people you want to play 45. They say no, you cannot play 45. We are playing 10 minutes. Okay. Football is saying that you have to play 45.
That's the
loss of the game. That is the 90, 45 plus 45 plus the 15 minutes interval. Okay, that's the half time. So if you have 45, you should go for a break for 15 minutes and then come back, play 45 minutes. But sometimes you reach to some situation or some level where you have to play more than 90 minutes. So if that happens, you go for extra time, sure. And in only 9 minutes, so after the 90 minutes sometimes, you will see that sometimes the referee will add additional time. So that additional time also it is termed as the time loss. Time loss. So sometimes you will see some players, like most of the time happen with our goalkeepers. Yes. You see a goalkeeper will sustain an injury, lie down there for 7 minutes, sometimes 10 minutes. Sure. So how do you expect the referee to give additional time? It will be wrong. You don't have to calculate as well. So that time that the player is lying down, it's part of the game. It's part of the game. But now, if the referee calculates all the time and add it and give, for example, 10 minutes after the 45, people will solve exactly the stones very well. But we have to understand that it is the referee's discretion. And remember, as I said earlier, that he is the timekeeper. So if you are the timekeeper, you should know what you are doing. Exactly. So if that time is calculated and given, then people have to accept it definitely. That is why the duration of the match, the timing there, it is based on reference discussion. So you will have this watches or whatsoever, where anything that you can use as a means of timing, you will do and give the accurate time. So that one is the duration. So
yes, and again, on the issue of the additional time, at times this point also needs to be clear. How do the referees calculate or determine what should be given as an extra time and what should not be given? Or sometimes you will see a referee, the game will be prolonged by this waste time of players or the injuries.
Thank you so much. Yes. People have to understand the difference. There's a big difference between additional time and extra time. Okay. So it always confuses people. Sometimes you see a referee comment. You say, no, the extra time is too much. That's not extra time. That's additional time.
Additional time, yes.
Additional time is there for the purpose of time loss during play.
Yes.
So if the match was, as I mentioned here, for example, that goalkeeper I mentioned,
yes.
So if that time lost there is not added in the match, then there is no fair. You have lost a time and it's not added. That is why sometimes you see referees having two watches. The purpose of those two watches are to calculate time better. So one, you allow that time to flow as the match is going. Yes. The other one, if there is a stoppage, for example, the goalkeeper is down, you have to stop that so that you can know the time difference between this one and this one. You will know how many minutes the goalkeeper has spent there. So after the goalkeeper has completed that, by the end of the 90 minutes, you will see the time difference. This one will be in 90 minutes, and sometimes you see this one in 80 minutes. So how many minutes do you have to difference? 10. Okay. So in that 10 minutes, it has to be given as additional time. You must add that as additional time because it is not there. So that's why additional time is given there. So
I think this point is very clear. For me, I was thinking, the other time I just meant for if other one is malfunction, then you use this one. So
no, that is the importance of that.
Exactly. Sure. And now fouls and misconduct.
Fouls and misconduct. This is the area where you can have different types of foul and where the sanctions are given for every foul. When we have different types of foul, we have careless, reckless, and using excessive force. These three are the three types of foul. Okay. Any foul that happens in the field of play have to be based on this three. Okay. If it is not careless, it's reckless. If it is not reckless, it is using excessive force. So the careless foul we use the excessive force, that is where using excessive force. Excessive.
Excessive,
If you use excessive, which is not the case,
Sure.
this is send off. Definitely. That is the red card. So in that case, you have the sanctions placed on each, the sell off and the yellow card.
Sure.
That is the cause of it.
Sure.
So these two will be attached to the three types of power. With all these three types of power will be going with this causes and offenses. This yellow card and red card. So it's the use of it.
Yes. Again, when it comes to this area, especially these all language that are used in sports, sometimes in football games. What do you come about language as to an instant that person must be cautioned?
Yes, thank you so very much for that. And I will be happy to talk about the last one. In football we have offensive, aggressive. Aggressive. Certain words when we term them as offensive language or these are the language that we currently use to the field of play. Okay? So if you insult deliberately, as I said, if you insult deliberately, in that case, that player have to be dealt with, sure, because it's not part of the game. So certain times you see players will use certain language, but not in their own sense. The player may be very hot as it's running because it's very hot, but may use certain words. Yeah. Okay. So in that case, he's not insulting anybody. He's just saying it because he is tired in the mind. The game also it has to be both physical and mental.
Absolutely.
If the mind is tired, the body becomes weak.
Sure.
So when the mind is tired, sometimes you can put certain words in the absence of your own sense. So if that thing happens, you don't have to punish that player because he's not insult anyone.
Sure.
What we want so that he can come back with his senses that what I'm saying is not part.
Sure.
So if you want him, he will be vigilant and avoid those words that was mentioned.
Absolutely.
But a player who faces another player now, insult him deliberately, there's a difference. That's now you see the difference between him just uttering that insult without anybody as facing an opponent, insulting these are two different because so if it really happen to face an opponent, insult him deliberately, it should be sent off. Definitely. Sometimes it happens also. Players will face you as the referee and insult you. So if you as the referee you are insulted deliberately openly in the field of play, you have to take action. Remember, as I said, we are all human and we are responsible. So you can what those days have passed where you see a referee, you have the mindset that he is a dropout, he's nothing, he's just playing out the hand. We have passed that level. Now referees are educated. Sure. Referees are responsible. Definitely. We all have things that we are doing. You see someone who don't have the opportunity. So if we are taking that challenge and that responsibility, they have to respect it. Definitely. So if they are not given that maximum respect also, it's not for them, but the referee will utilize the enforce the laws of the game. But he must also secure his dignity. That's right. So if people are not securing him, let him secure himself. That's true. If I am a referee and I am free of play and one day a player deliberately come and have that gut of stand in front of me and insult me, I also have the same gut in giving that player card. Definitely. So in that case, as I said, it's left to the players. Respect yourself, respect the game. That's true. You will never have problem with any referee because no referee will want to give that red card. Anytime a referee gives the red card, you don't want it. But the passing that is a red card is the main cause of it. It's only here you will see a player stand in the field of play, insult the referee openly, where even the spectators will hear. Yes, it is so much disheartening. What we cannot do. It's not disappointed also. Yeah, definitely. But what we can do is to just encourage people and keep them with card and leave the rest with the competition department, that is the GF, they also in their own parcel where they can discipline players. So that is then their own doing.
And how do you sometimes feel in such situations, when you see players insulting referees, or you see players, committing serious fouls. That may sometimes hinder even the progression of the game.
Yeah.
How do you feel at times as referees?
As I said here, we are all human beings. You do feel that pain as well. If you can observe sometimes the facial expression of the referee, there are certain fouls when it occurs. We see that the referee is feeling that impact for sure. So it sometimes leads the referee to be out of the game. There are certain fouls when they occur in the field of play, where you see players who with their legs will be broken, or sometimes their hands, or even losing their angles of the shoulder. Absolutely. You must feel it. You are human. Sure. Like it's only the uniform that makes the difference. So if we are out there, the referee can be somebody who's more friendly than any other player. Yeah. But when it comes to the field, you have to be yourself as a referee. That's true. You don't expect people to be telling you as a referee in the field of play, hey, this referee is a nice guy, he always trying this and this. No, we don't need that. We don't want that. So what we are doing, we are enforcing the law. Exactly. As long as the game is concerned, you don't difference it in the field of play. But when we are out, you see the difference. So that's where we can laugh, we can chat, because that is not associated with the game. But when the game is on, don't make friends. Don't make friends. Be who you are. Absolutely. Enforce the law and live. It's just a matter of time. In the 90 minutes, be yourself. Yeah, pregnant. So in that case, those are the things that we referees sometimes.
Sometimes it is really difficult as referees. Yeah. Yes. On the issue of free kicks and also penalties, what are the rules that are applied in these situations?
Thank you so much. There's another law where you have the free kicks and the penalty kicks. These are all laws in the laws of the game. So when we say free kick, we have two types of free kick. We have the direct and the indirect. So the direct free kick, as I said, we are giving the signaling of the referee. How he signal his hand, it shows you that there's a difference. If the referee straightening his arm, it means that it's a direct free kick. Okay. Whereas the ball is on the ground and the referee put his arm up, that's indicate that it is an indirect free kick. Yes. So now, if an indirect free kick happens, the referee raises his hand, blows the whistle, you kick and score in the goal post, that cannot be a goal. Okay. Because it's an indirect free kick. Okay. The referee indicate the hand. That's why I'm saying this, that players must understand the rules. Yeah. So if you are the player that is taking the free kick, you don't know that when the referee raises his hand up, it's an indirect free kick. Sure. The referee cannot be there, give you the ball, the opportunity to take the free kick. The only thing that we can do to enforce the law. Now, if you go back to the laws of the game, it indicates that this signals mean indirect free kick. Definitely. So if the referee do that, you the player don't understand, kick the ball, score, the referee say goal kick, now you start shouting. The whole family from the start is shouting there. No, the referee is not good. He's scoring, why is this and this? No, that is the law. Now, if you say direct kick, close the whistle, score, the referee will take goal. Exactly. So that brings the difference. And the foul sometimes it is where it is drawn. This is the direct free kick or indirect free kick. And the penalty also, we all know penalty is just a direct free kick. Absolutely. It's a direct free kick. If you can categorize penalty, you know penalty is on the direct free kick. Sure. Now, if a foul happens inside the 18 yard, direct free kick in the penalty area, because of the score penalty area, that is the 18 yard, so it must be a penalty. Whether it is handball, we all know handball is direct free. Direct free, yes. Foul, it's a direct free. So these are the areas when penalties are given. Either handball or foul that are made in the penalty area. That's the 18 yard. Okay, so if these two happens, the referee must indicate and give a penalty. So that is why it is a direct free. That is why always it gives us a penalty. So those are the areas where the referees will give us still because.
Sure. Because by this area of the two type direct and indirect, are sometimes complicated, especially the one which is fair in a game. Most players don't tend to understand it. So, would you mind to deliver more on that area?
Yeah, definitely. I think, as I said, we need to also the laws of the game all the time and watching clips that will help.
Helps, exactly.
Because if you don't know, like the law is saying that handball situation, the hand must be on its own natural position. Yes. If the hand is in natural position, then the ball touches the hand, there's no penalty. People have that belief that whenever the ball touches the hand, it's a penalty. And referees are also upgraded. They are always taken to courses. They are always being taught with the laws of the game. So if that thing is happening, they can only implement what they learn. So if FIFA is bringing this to develop referees, and at the end of the day, you somebody there outside who doesn't know anything about laws of the game, or spend your time in other things, and somebody is there learning about laws of the game, being given the practical activity. So all those things have been given to him, that knowledge. So if you come and imply something in the field of play, you should be how do I call it, be very grateful to have the effect to do what he was doing because you were not there. When he was wasting his time learning all those things, you were also wasting your time learning all the things. Absolutely. So if this thing happens, that is the time that people can respect. Sure. You cannot be there, I am here, you come and tell me what I am doing, so this or that, when you have no idea about them, and that's how our course. Sure. Give something very, very, very clear. But still, they will not understand. Sure. They will not accept. So if that thing is happening, it is difficult. It is difficult for us as referees. But we have to cope. Definitely have to cope. We have to take it. As I said, this is something that we love. Exactly. This is something that we are not doing to place or please anybody. Sure. We are just doing it for the sake of the law and for the sake of doing it to move the country developing the country is developing. You cannot be sitting down at your corner saying that I'll bring my country it's not developing. What are you doing? You have to do your part. You have to take responsibility. So, if somebody is there, another person is there, every youth is engaged, there's no way that the country will not move. But now, sport is very important. These footballs that you are seeing, it is very, very important. Where people going on because it minimizes crime in country. Sure. If a football match is happening, for example, like FIFA football, one hit for FIFA football, one hit in big town, one hit, one hit in Bakau, one hit in Seattle. Now, how many people are attending all those matches? So many people. So many people. So if those people now are engaged in watching matches, they cannot have the time to go and commit any crime. So if that is happening, I think the government have to look at that. Look at that. They have to support football. They have to also respect the football and know that football is another tool that is helping the country to minimize crime. This many people are not aware of, but very, very important. Absolutely. Sport is very important. A country that is developed in sports always be trying to make it that. Definitely. So if our neighbors here in Senegal, if you can observe in sports, they are far ahead of us so far because they get the support. If we get the support, as I said, we have the raw talent. All these students, any student that you go to schools and ask, they will tell you, I want to do this, I want to do this. Everybody loves sport. Absolutely. Because whenever they work, they have that feeling. I didn't mean that it was me. So if that person is given the room and opportunity and the support, he will do it, of course. Yes. So if everybody in the school is taking part in sport, you must see somebody who can be part. 100 people cannot engage in athletics, for example, and you cannot see a better athlete. It's not possible. Likewise, referee, you cannot enroll 100 students as a referee, train them, and you cannot have one best referee who can do 100% contribution. But if the opportunity is not given and support, it's always difficult. Before we get to the detail of this program, let's talk about briefly on these three kits. That is the
the corner kicks. We also have the throwing, and also yes, these two. Before you move to the final part of this edition. At times, this plays also very important role.
Yeah, like as I said, the corner kick is another law because of the game. So they are all law. As I said, we have 17 laws. Law one from the 17th law. They are all laws. So the corner kick can only be given if the opponent takes the ball from his own goal shot, from his own goal line. So if that thing happens now, the referee must indicate as a corner. So in that case, the ball or the play must start at the corner arc where you will see the corner mark. So that is where the corner will start and the play will start. So where you have the throwing, that the throwing thing will take place or will happen only when the player takes the ball out of the top line from instead of now the opponent. Now, if a player happen to take the ball to the third line, then you can give throw it. Absolutely. So the opponent have to take the ball and we throw it. So these are the things that we have in most of the game. So if I think if people happen to be going over the loss of the game, we have a peaceful definitely, and we know that so as long as that is being taught by technicians, by instructors in GFF, we have instructors here. We have people who are their primary responsibility is to think about us. We are referees. Those people are the ones that are putting all this knowledge in us. So we have them there. So whoever wants to join referee, you are welcome. So you can really enroll, play by them. Then you start joining us. Absolutely, play. Sure. So as long as that is happening, I think I will have that as a guide, sure, as a support from the side. Exactly. That is really amazing. And finally, before we wrap up, the intervention of technology to the loss of the game. What do you have to say in your own view? Okay, thank you so much. I think that one, technology, the VAR, the VAR, and VAR is categorized on the border market is you go to the loss of the go one field. The last item you see VAR, so the video assistant referee. So video assistant referee, it is made to help the referee to control the game, to minimize mistakes. So okay, so if this thing is happening, you see now people are misjudging the referee. But as I said, no referee want to make mistake. Definitely, yeah. So the VAR belongs to the referee. He's still giving that room to the referees to come and rectify himself so that everybody can be peaceful. You might have been peaceful. So VAR is there to rectify these mistakes, like the penalty situation and the red card situation or the misidentify of players. Sometimes if there is no VAR, if there is no camera, sure, you see some players. We all know we are human. As we are running, we will be mentally loaded. So sometimes we see a player will commit a foul, which is a send of foul, that is a red card foul. But you will instead of now that's the number. For example, if it's number 6, now you think that's number 16. Sure. So you come sometimes difficult. You come and see number 16, you give him the red card. But now VAR will intervene there. They will call you and tell you that player you give the red card, which is number 16. It's not number 16. It should be the number 6. Now you go call the number 16. The red card that you give him, tell him I cancel this red card. It's not for you. Call the number 6, give him the red card. So everybody now will view from the play. You will understand that it's the number 6, not the number 16. So that is why VAR is coming there to help. Also, penalty situation. Sometimes we will see because there's a challenge, we think that the player have hit him. No strikers, they can do everything just to be having that advantage in the penalty area. That's true. So if that thing is happening, you will see the player there. The referee will sometimes think it's a penalty. And will give penalty. But when they go to the unclear review and the VAR, if they review everything, you realize that it was not a penalty. So that help of VAR is there to bring education and national peace. Exactly. And what do you have to say to the point that VAR is causing more harm can go back to God. For that one, it's just the opinion of people. Man, for
What do you prefer VAR in Gambia?
of course, yes. Everybody needs VAR. As now the ball is moving, every country needs VAR. People saying that VAR is doing more harm than good. I mean, I don't support that. Because if VAR is giving you all the certification as we always account sure how many times that the VAR is giving in the rest. Yeah. So if that was not there, most of these teams will be put in the only position. Sometimes if the intervention of VAR can make a team to go very far. Absolutely. So if there was no VAR, what's doing that? Absolutely. So people saying that VAR is doing harm, I don't see that as something.
That's a good point.
VAR is very important as long as people is concerned. So bringing VAR in the Gambia, that will be very, very, very good if we have all the means and support to bring VAR in the Gambia. Then it will minimize problem. It will minimize also the virus. Sure. But it is something that is expensive. Very expensive. Very expensive. It is something that is very, very difficult to get. But if we have the support and we focus, we can get that in Uganda. As I said, sure. Nothing cannot be happen or happen in Uganda. As long as we concentrate and support each other and avoiding the distraction. The distraction is definitely. The distraction is too much important. You see players are being distracted. Football administrators are being distracted. Referees are being distracted. Distracting the content. At the end of the day, you think that you are doing it to an individual. So you are doing it to your own country. Absolutely. So if this thing is happening, you are not giving the support, you are not doing it. Why are you distracting people? Allow the people that can do it for them to do it. But if you distract them, yeah, you do it for everyone. Definitely. So that's what I call everybody to support, to give that support to everybody, for the people that are engaged in the course, and give them the helping hand. If you cannot support in finance, support them in kind or worse. The athlete that you call, or the footballer, or the referee to give advice today, whatever you advise that individual, tomorrow that person will never forget about it. So if he makes it there to represent the country, before he thinks about anybody, he think about who's the person that was giving the advice. Absolutely. So that's why it's very important to give the advice, but not to distract people that are exactly. So
on that note, I believe time is up.
yeah.
We will pick up from where we stop next time. I will allow Mr. Vijay to send his final words to our viewers.
Thank you so much, viewers. This is what we have for you guys today. We are discussing about sports and in general and particularly because of the game because as I am a referee, as I know as referee is concerned, I think it is necessary to talk in this platform as a lecturer in Uganda, to deliver more about those of the game as I'm taking this course in Uganda, correct? So it's good when you are giving out certain information. Absolutely, it has to be related with things that are important and that are factual. So on that note, I will say thank you everybody and see you next time.
Thank you very much. On that note, we say bye bye, and then talk to our dear viewers. Please follow for more. Thank you.
Thank you.
Welcome.
I